We even have a little LCD here. That's cool. Now that I got this all in here, I don't know if I can get it back in. Okay, whatever. There we go. Yeah, I don't even want to open it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sharaya Maurice and I'm a homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, ages 2, 4, and 6. And today I'm sharing another homeschool space with you, specifically our dining room where we do the majority of our homeschooling and our school cart, as you can see back behind me. So I'm in my dining room, and honestly, this is where we do 90% of our schoolwork. I have easy access to the map. I can reference anytime we are reading about a certain country or a certain place. We can look at it right on our map. And then above the map, we have our timeline cards for classical conversations. And this is where the majority of the homeschooling happens. So this is where we do our sit down work. This is where we do our morning time. This is where we do our Bible time. I've talked about it before, but anytime my kids are eating, I'm always reading. And so we're usually eating at the table. So all of the homeschooling happens at this table. So I shared before in my last homeschool space video about our little library corner, and that's where we store all of our books and curriculum and things that we access often, but not on a daily basis. The stuff that we access on a daily basis for our homeschool is everything in this cart, which is why it is in the corner here next to the table, because that's where we're always sitting. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what I have in this cart. This is like the homeschool command center right here. It houses all of our daily work, including our morning basket stuff. So this is like morning basket, homeschool station. So this cart is just a utility cart. I'm sure you've seen it before. It's from IKEA, the Raskog utility cart, I believe. And you can get it like anywhere these days. And they're super versatile. You can use it for anything. So first of all, I'll just start over here. This is the easiest. This is our little supply caddy that houses all of our markers, glue, pens, pencils, scissors. We even have a little LCD tablet to practice on. I used to use dry erase boards, but whenever I got one of these, I didn't need to carry markers anymore because it comes with a little stylus, though this one is actually missing one. So this just works easier for us, and I can even use my nail and, you know, simply write something like that. So I love these little LCD tablets. So that's our little supply caddy that houses all of the markers and things that my kids use for school. And then we have some painter's tape here, and I use this for taping down paper if my little one needs to do some art, or whenever they're playing with Play-Doh, I lay down a little mat, and to prevent it from sliding all over the place, I'll tape down the edges. So painter's tape for that. And these are the infamous homeschool binders. I did a whole video on how I use these and how I organize them and all that for small space curriculum storage, but I'll just share with you real fast what we have in here. I actually see, this is my daughter's, so this is my 4-year-old's, and her little LCD tablet to practice her things on. And then we have a little thing here. This is really just crayons, her scissors, and a pencil. And I honestly only have this in here. There's no crayons in this thing, so just crayons in here. My kids don't really like to use crayons. They're really markers fan, and I prefer that because it's washable and easier, so we keep the majority of the art supply as marker. But in case we decide to go anywhere for homeschooling, we've only had to do this a couple of times, but I just take the whole binder and they have everything they need. And so if we have an activity that needs scissors, something to color with, or a pencil, we have it all. So that's really why I have this, but we don't often use it. We just go straight to this. Then the first tab I have is Bible, and I honestly, we're not doing anything that requires storage of Bible material in here, so it's empty right now. Then I have her reading lessons. I keep the lessons that she's gonna do for the coming weeks in the pocket, and then when she's finished with it, I put it in the back. So this is all of her completed work. And then next is writing. It's just her copy work. And then math, she's finished all of her math work. Today was our last day before we have another summer break. We're gonna be on a 2-week break after this at the moment of this filming. So it's empty. She's made her way through all of her assigned math work up until that point. And then I have a blank tab, because I had it for spelling, but realized that with her language arts curriculum, we don't need a spelling tab, so that's blank and nothing's in it. I've got history, geography, and science. Nothing is in there right now. Ultimately, she'll have stuff for history, like copy work and narrations, written narrations and things like that, but that's empty. So is her geography. She's not doing any map tracing yet, but she will be. And then for science, this will be her nature study observations and things like that, which we haven't gotten to yet in this new school year. So those are all things to come. And then she has a clipboard in the back here with just, you know, the alphabet in case where we're at, we don't have a writing space, although she could use the binder. Clipboards are always just good to have. So that is what is in my daughter's binder. And that is honestly the same thing that I have in my son's, so I don't need to show you that. So my daughter's and my son's homeschool binders are in the top of the cart here, and then I have my homeschool binder. I'm gonna do another video on what I have in my school binder so that I don't make this video too long, because this is a lot. So we'll get back to that in another video. So I have my school binder here, and then all of these things, this is for our morning basket stuff. So, well, actually, it's for a lot. The first one here is our child's book of poems, and this is for our poetry tea time. So since we do everything at the table when we have our poetry tea time, I can easily just pull it out right here and we have everything we need. So that's for poetry tea time, a child's book of poems. And then when we do our art afternoons, here at the table, we're studying Van Gogh, and so these are just library books that I have for easy reference when we have that. Then I have, let's see, I have this clipboard here, and this I actually haven't started yet, but this is for my youngest, my 2-year-old. I want to do a literature-based unit study with her, or studies, weekly studies. We'll see how it goes. I'm kind of pulling it together, so I'm thinking about sharing a video on what exactly I'm doing, but just for easy reference, I have it all that she needs here, and we're going to start that when we come back from our summer break. So that I have that ready for her. This is my daughter's folder activities for the Good and the Beautiful preschool. She really loved these. She's moved past this now, but whenever she wants to do something and she's finished all of her schoolwork, I let her play with these games. This is our devotional, Big Thoughts for Little People, ABCs to Help You Grow. This is what we do in our Bible time during breakfast. I'll read this like once a week for a little devotional. So. And then we have our geography book, Tree and the Trail, Holling, Clancy and Holling. This is an Ambleside Online geography book, so we read that during lunchtime. Oh, this is for Morning Basket, The Real Mother Goose. I'm reading this to my 2-year-old. We do a couple pages every day that we have Morning Basket. These 2 books are from the library. We're studying Shakespeare. We haven't gotten into the plays yet, but we're reading about who Shakespeare was, hence that Who Was William Shakespeare book. So we're going through these. That way we can get, this is the DK Eyewitness Shakespeare book. It's really good. And I might just have it, I might just purchase it. This is the library version, but it has great illustrations to show what time was like during the time of William Shakespeare. Because this, I mean, there's pictures in it, but it's just more like illustrations. And so I like the story of this, but I like being able to reference this to see, oh, this is what they looked like, and this is, yeah, you get the idea. This is the book that I'm using for our character study that we do during Morning Basket. And it's a child's book of character building, growing up in God's world, at home, at school, at play, by Ron and Rebecca Coriel. This is actually the first book. They have another book that I haven't gotten yet, but I do plan to get it. We really like the stories. I've shared about this book before, but we actually didn't, I bought it, I think, for school last year, and we didn't finish it because they only cover certain character traits, and the ones that we were studying last year weren't all in here. So I'm actually exclusively using this book just to finish going through the rest of the book, since we didn't get to do all of the character traits last year. Finally, in the top of the shelf here, we have the rest of the timeline cards of the ancient world, and then a little bit of medieval apparently, but these are our timeline cards. Just keep them ready here so that once we move through those, I can pull these out and switch them out easily. This next shelf here, first thing we have over here is my son's reader for level K. I just like to have that easily accessible so that we can do, you know, reading practice, obviously. And then we have our Trial and Triumph book. This is an Ambleside Online book, and I loved it so much that I purchased it because it's just a really amazing book about Christian history and martyrs and things like that, and people who stood for the Lord, and they're just so moving. So I just had to own this book. So got it on Thrift Books, and I just bought it yesterday, actually. So here it is. This is our hymnal. I just found this honestly at Half Price Books. I just wanted something that I could reference. I've picked out the hymns that we're going to be studying and have flagged them here, and so I just wanted a copy in front of me, or like an actual book with everything, because what I'd been doing is looking online on my phone or printing out a page, and then when it came time to practice singing them, I'd be like, okay, wait, where was it? Was it on my phone? What, do I have a page for it? Where did I put that page? So it was best to just have a hymnal. And I mean, I don't have any particular, reason for this one. It just looked like a good one at Half Price Books, and it was cheap. So there you go. This one's called Rejoice and Sing. So there's that. We have our Bible. This is what we read out of for our Bible time every morning at breakfast. Then we have my Kindle, which a lot of the books that I've been reading off of Kindle I've replaced, but or I have gotten the hard copy, but I still read a lot off of the Kindle for school. So our Kindle. I recently got Our Island Story, A History of Britain for Boys and Girls from the Romans to Queen Victoria by H.E. Marshall. This is the history book that we're reading for Ambleside Online. Loved it so much I had to purchase a hard copy of it, so there's that. Also, A Child's History of the World, another Ambleside Online reading. You can find all of these books on the Ambleside Online website for history if you're interested. The Trial and Triumph, Our Island Story, A Child's History of the World. These are all the readings that we read for history, and loved it so much, had to have a hard copy of it. Then we are also going through Little Pilgrim's Progress this year. My son loves it. The other day we were reading it, and he wanted to read like chapter after chapter, and I'm like, well, we have to move on with our school day, but we'll get back to it. So this has been really good. We've enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to going through the Pilgrim's Progress with him after we finish this one. We're kind of going to do a loop back and forth, so that will be lots of fun. And then this is our literature book. I read this to my son at bedtime, but the best place to store it was with all of our school stuff. So this is Understood Betsy by Dorothy Canfield Fisher, and it has been a great read aloud for him. It's another Ambleside Online reading. So pretty much all the books that we have are Ambleside Online recommendations or suggestions or required reading for the year that we're in. So we're in year 2 now. So that's another literature one. And then back here I have my scripture memory cards. I did a video on this, on how we study our scripture and memorize it, and so I'm going to link that video for you, because that is an awesome way to memorize scripture. Even I am now memorizing scripture because of this method, so I'm really happy about that. So that is that. I have my little finger pointer back here to reference the map if I need to. And then this over here, I have our little trivium tables. This is for Classical Conversations Cycle 2 Geography. We honestly haven't used this a lot. I thought we would use it more, but since we have our big huge map, I always reference that. And so I had kept this in my son's school binder for the longest time, but since we didn't use it, I thought, well, maybe if I keep it out, then we'd use it, and we're still not using it, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to find another way to incorporate it into our geography lessons, but we'll see. So there's that. And then this is a little extra caddy that I have down here. And then this really just houses all the things that we need for the Good and Beautiful lessons. And so for math, we need a little clock. This is for his language arts, his phonics cards. We have a little container of coins and things, practice counting money. Let's see, we have a couple magnifying glasses here. We have a little box of buttons here that I use for whenever we need some sort of counting object, we use this, or like placement holder. We got a stapler, we got a hole punch, we've got a couple of dice to play games, we've got some index cards. This shouldn't be in here. This was a sight words thing that we used for a road trip once. We've got some paper clips, we got some rubber bands, we got, like the the office supply stuff. We've got, I don't even know why we have this in here. But we've got, let's see, Saturn. It's an eraser. So yeah, that's pretty much it that's in here. We got a couple of whatever those are called. So that's what we have in this little thing. And I use this pretty regularly. It's kind of a total mess though. So that's our second tier. So we had the first tier, second tier. I'll put all that back later. All right, and this bottom cart, the bottom shelf here, let's see. We have a pink folder. This really just contains paperwork for coloring. My kids ask to color all the time, and so they like coloring on blank sheets of paper, so this is what we got. And then our little art caddy thing. This is where we have all the art stuff that I try to hide because it's just a mess. I mean, there's glitter in here. We've got little sequins, puff balls, buttons. I don't know, we've got some googly eyes, feathers. Yeah, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't even want to open it, but you get the idea there. The bottom cart I use less frequently. It's more of like just a catch-all for everything else. So I mean, we've got these fun scissors that make designs when you cut them, paper edgers, so that's fun. This is like a little tracer thing, so art stuff really is in the bottom part. I mean, this just has some tape, so masking tape there. And then let's see, we've got some popsicle sticks, colored and plain popsicle sticks. My daughter's sticker book. She likes to do stickers occasionally, and these are the stickers. We have the Draw Right Now series. I've forgotten this was down here. I'm happy I just found it, so I can probably use it. My son likes doing these kinds of things, so I'll keep that pulled out. And then this is tracing paper. This is for map tracing, so we haven't really used this honestly a lot. We really just reference this map. This map has been the best thing ever, so yeah. And then last but not least, we have our hole punch. So I use that really whenever I'm prepping all this stuff. So that is what is in our school cart. Kind of a lot of stuff, but I think you got the general idea. It's for daily schoolwork, morning basket stuff, and everything else. So anyways, that is where we store most of our homeschool stuff. I do have one more homeschool space video for you. In the next one, I'm gonna be sharing where I store our art supplies and our morning time boxes and what is in there. I did share a video before of what is in our morning time boxes, but I have since updated them. And so I think you're going to like that one as well. So be sure and hit that subscribe button and turn on the little bell icon so that you can be notified of that video. And I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit that thumbs up button and I will see you in the next video.